we are getting ready here. Looks like Battlefield will receive the first half kickoff, going from left to right on your screen. And they are trying to get pumped here in Manassas. And if you are watching at home, and if you know the area, you know Stonewall, there's a railroad track directly behind the field here, so we might get a couple trains coming by tonight, so just be aware of that. In our broadcast, it never fails. But we are getting set here.
Number 19, Kevin Melendez.
At Stonewall for this first half kickoff. Should be a good one for you here tonight. Beautiful night for football, let me tell you. Beautiful weather. And we're all set here. And here it comes. First half kickoff tonight from Manassas. And it's a nice deep kick there into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback for the Bobcats, so let's start off at the 20-yard line.
I like that decision there by Coach Giramo. Even though it was more than halfway beyond there in the end zone, just get your guys out to the 25, get some good starting field position. You don't want to risk anything here against Stonewall. Great decision by the Bobcats to let that one fall.
So we will see this Battlefield offense for the first time tonight. They line up at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. It looks like we do have Walters there in the backfield to start at quarterback for the Bobcats tonight. And he's looking over the defense here, takes the play. It's going to be a run up the middle. Gets a couple yards on the play, but good job by the Stonewall defense there to stop him short.
And as we mentioned earlier, before this thing got going, the run game for Battlefield is going to be huge. So you get Walters back there to start this thing. They're 50-50 with him and Ostrander. So it provides a little bit of a problem on the defense, a stacked defense for Stonewall, where if you hand it off or Isaiah can keep it, use his legs. Good job there by Battlefield to get it going.
And a quick stoppage and play there by the refs, getting things reset as the clock gets rolling. And we got a 2nd and 10 there, so they didn't even give him a yard on that play. So 2nd down here for the Bobcats. And it's going to be another run there. Tried to cut it out to the outside, and just no room to work with there. Another minimal gain, if anything, on that run.
Yeah, and Trey John being one of the bigger backs on the roster. Richards there, you saw him take it roughly getting back to the line of scrimmage. The defensive front for Stonewall, they're definitely making their presence felt right now, and that's going to be something that the Bobcats will need to adjust as this game continues.
And with the Bobcats, they've got like we said before, they also have a little bit of a tandem back there in running back. They've got a couple different options that they use back there. McCarthy, Richards, but Benikowski when he needs to, be back there. So they've definitely got some options back there. But on this 3rd and down, they're going to have to throw it, and it's going to be just outside the receiver's hands. And incomplete, almost picked off there on the coverage was Coates there, but that throw just a little off the guard there.
Yeah, we're going to keep harping on Stonewall's defense right now. I mean, they made it tough for Ostrander in there. Quicker decision than I think he would have wanted to. Gessner didn't even get a chance to really develop the quick slant right there, and rush throw by Ostrander. Great first drive. You couldn't have wanted it any better for the Stonewall defense.
So that's going to bring up a 3 and out for this Bobcats here. They're going to have to punt it away. And it's a line drive, low punt, very short. Bounces at about the 45, out of bounds near the 40. So this Stonewall offense is going to have awesome field position for their first drive, and that's going to make it tough on the Bobcat defense right off the bat here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the defense for Battlefield is definitely what we've seen. It's been their best attribute for their team. But you don't want to get them in tough positions early, and giving Stonewall field position right around midfield. Not what you would have wanted, but with a defense like this, we'll see as the game continues how that'll impact them in these spots.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders here. Again, right about their 46-yard line is where the ball is spotted. And we'll see what they do with this first offensive drive for them. And it's going to be a direct snap there, taken around the outside, looking for some room, up to the 50, finally tackled down. And there was Reeves. We were just talking about him at the beginning of the game, his first carry. And that was just a design quarterback keeper there, and he gets a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and you see the line on the left side pulling there, opened up a lot of run room for Reeves, and he gets it across midfield here. Good design play there to start this thing, and we'll see how this moves forward. Having a running quarterback back there, both sides have it. We'll just see who has the advantage of it tonight.
So a 2nd and 5 here For the Raiders, just under 10 minutes to play in this first quarter. Reeves sends a man in motion. They're going to blow the play dead at the line. And looks like maybe a false start here on the Raiders, and it is. So that'll back them up 5 yards.
And if you're Battlefield, you're going to take any help you can get. If it comes down to these, disciplinary type situations, you're going to need to take advantage of that. Now 5 yards being pushed back, keeping this defense kind of just on the field as little as they have to be to get your, subpar offense back out there. You want to rest your defense as much as possible if you're Battlefield.
So 2nd and 10 again here. Reeves with the snap. Now he's going to look downfield. Good defensive job there by the Bobcats to get the sack. And that was number 34, Nate Darnell, on the sack. And there you go. There's a bright spot there for the defense.
Absolutely. Did a great job of getting off the edge, creating pressure, creating havoc. That's what they've been harping, creating havoc. That's been Battlefield's motto, especially on the defensive line. They've really had success this season. They're building off of every game, and Darnell getting his presence felt. When you're under guys like Binkowski and all these different big name players, a guy like Darnell just taking his minutes as they come. Great job by Nate to get there and get the sack.
So now a 3rd and 10 situation for the Raiders. Reeves is going to roll out to the right. He's under heavy pressure. Flag comes down in the backfield. He gets away from some of it, now trying to use his legs. And doesn't get a lot there, but we'll see what the flag is. Came out while Reeves was running, possibly
sacked on the play.
A hold of some sort, but we'll see what the call is.
We have a flag on the play.
But there on that one, great pressure again by the Bobcats defense to make him scramble, and it looks like they're going to send out the punt team, so obviously probably on the Raiders.
Yeah, and even if you're on the defense, it helps out when the running game or the running quarterback starts to move out of the pocket, because you don't need to start plowing through guys to get to him. You can just run around the outside where there aren't any guys in gold. So great job, Battlefield had a lot of guys going there, and it was a good job by the corners to recognize that the play was kind of collapsing, and they came in, and there were about 3 guys in the backfield there to bring down Reeves.
So a 3 and out here now for the Raiders. They're going to punt it away, and that is a high punt, going to bounce at about the 30 or 35-yard line, get a nice little Stonewall bounce out at about the 26, 27.
Did we anticipate 2 3 and outs to start this thing?
No, I don't think so, no.
28-yard line where the Bobcats will take over.
So the Bobcats taking over at their own 28. And very similar starting field position as their first drive, as we're at about just a little under 8.5 in this first quarter. Still scoreless here in Manassas. So what, Battlefield on this next drive, what do they have to do?
Yeah, so definitely I think the first down play needs to be the run. You need to see what you can build off of that. We saw the passer on that 3rd down and 10, but taking chances over the middle. You need to move Sean Murphy. You need to find an opportunity, and we'll see what happens with it.
So the first play is a run, and there we go. There's a nice run there by the Bobcats. It's going to be a first down. And was that Richards? I couldn't see the number. I believe it was Richards. So there we go. We just said that first play, and they got a first down. So good job by the Bobcats.
And that's what he has to do. Find the A and B gaps, plow his way through. He's got to trust his big men up front. There's a reason they're there blocking. Trajan doing a nice job putting the head down, plowing his way through. And quick 10 yards there, move those chains. First down Battlefield.
Yep. So 1st and 10 from about their own 39. Driving here. And set up in that run formation again is Richards. Oh, this time couldn't find any room, and he's tackled for a loss on that one.
Richards on the
So it looked like they tried the very similar play there, couldn't find the room on that one. Stonewall was quick to get to him.
And one thing we want to point out, too, Eddie Ostrander was under center there. So you already see it's what, the 5th offensive play of the game. You already switched quarterbacks. That's going to be a huge thing to watch for. Even if Eddie's back there, you think they might pass. It's a pitch to Richards. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as this thing moves forward.
So we'll see here now a 2nd and 12, officially a loss of 2 on the play as the clock continues to run here in this first quarter. So same formation here, and yeah, Ostrander is out there at center. And another quick toss there behind him, and he's got some room there. Nobody in front of him. Finally gets taken down, but there's Richards again right through the middle. And they are past the 50 for the first time tonight.
So we know what Coach Giralmo wants to do, right? That's 3 straight plays with the jumbo set. Bring all the big guys in, push your way forward, make it easy for Trajan. Another big gain for Battlefield on this same drive. Another first down. They're across, the 50-yard line here. Already 30 yards of offense on 3 plays. Great start here for Battlefield on this drive.
So they've got a 1st and 10 from about their 43.5-yard line, we'll call it.
And one thing we want to point out too, when you're keeping the offense and a weaker Battlefield offense than they've had in seasons past, when this weak unit is moving the chains, that keeps your really good defense on the bench, resting up, getting water, staying hydrated. That's what you got to do against this Stonewall team, because they will work you on the offensive side.
Is for a delay of game.
And so Battlefield gets called with the delay of game, so that'll back them up a couple yards there. Right at about to the 52, or excuse me, the 48-yard line of Stonewall. And looks like same formation again here for this Battlefield team. Ostrander taking the snap here. And same play, this time going to try and run out to the left. And it looks like that left side is really hard to get through. But if you can find the room up the middle or around to the right, you might have some room to work with.
Well, you got your cornerstone at right tackle, right? You got Brock Carroll over there. He holds it down there on the right side. Trust him. Trust your best guy in the line when you're really trying to get a statement win tonight. And we've seen it. The left side has not been good. I don't even think Richards has gotten back to the line. And on the right side, I think it's been 2 or 3 plays over 30 yards so far for him. So that'll be interesting to see kind of which side you go to as this thing moves on.
So definitely a productive drive so far here for the Bobcats. And they're at a long 2nd down though here, though. 2nd and 16, same formation. Now they go down to that right center side, and there's that room. There's that hole, and he gets up to the original line of scrimmage.
Richards.
So maybe a 3rd and 10 here to set up for, but there we go. Right back to that right center area, and he's got the hole for him.
So what that does, when it's a 2nd and 16, if you don't get anything there, another negative gain or nothing on the play, you're probably running a draw, just trying to gain a few more yards because you're not trying to pick up 16 and risk something right now. Now you're up back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 9, a manageable 3rd down from 2nd and 16. Good play call there by Coach Girolamo, and we'll see what they want to do here.
Same formation there, so they're going to try and run it to that right side again. This time, stuff behind the line.
Richards on the carry.
And it looks like
number 77, Edwin Rivera.
Edwin Rivera on the tackle for loss there. And
so you can only go to something so much before
they're going to get the hang of it.
Battlefield.
But then again, another positive drive. I mean, they didn't have a positive drive last time, but you move it around 40 yards, and you're going to punt this thing. Hopefully, the goal is inside the 20-yard line, and that's a win for the offense. You're going to take these as they come and go out there and play each down as they come.
And there's the punt, and just like you said, going to try and get a nice bounce there. Ooh, it's going to be picked up by the Stonewall returner there to try and find some yards, and good job by the special teams of the Bobcats there to stop him. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and catch our breath. We'll be right back after this. More from Stonewall.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto offers extraordinary and friendly service with no appointment necessary. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your local recall headquarters and offers free recall checks. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your one-stop to help keep your vehicle running smoothly. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today. No appointment needed. There are 3 locations in Manassas at 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And welcome back here. Live from Stonewall Jackson High School here in Manassas, Virginia. And we had the first
gain of 1. 2nd down.
And we got about 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And 2nd and 9 for the Raiders here. Reeves in the backfield. Oh, no, that is Jung back there now for the Raiders. Just a little bit overthrown.
Jung's pass is
and that's something I forgot to mention. The Raiders also have 2 quarterbacks that they like to go back and forth between. Reeves, the running quarterback, and then Toviel Jung is more of the pocket passer presence that they like to use on those type of plays. So they've also got that interesting matchup or mix-up back there with the quarterback.
Yeah, and the Bobcats getting lucky on that play. They're weak right now in the secondary. Some illness and injury being worked here just out of the reach of Wofford on that quick slant over to the corner. You take those breaks as they come, and now a big 3rd down here for Battlefield on defense and for Stonewall on offense.
Yep. And there's Young with the pass out to the outside and gets out of bounds there.
Pass is complete.
Coates on the reception.
Coates.
And it's going to be close to that. Well, no, he did not get close, I thought, with the out of bounds, but it's going to be A 4th and 9 here, so it looks like they will send out the punt team.
5 on the play.
So another 3 and out there for the Raiders offense. So Bobcats defense doing exactly what they've needed to do so far.
Yeah, and I don't really know if we expected this quick of a start, offense and defense for Battlefield. I mean, kudos to them. You know, they did their film, they did their studying, and something to watch here for. You get Ryan Gessner, big, tall presence on the return.
And he's going to pick it up there at midfield and try and get forward. Nowhere to go, but manages to get a couple yards on the return.
Is returned by Gessner.
And good starting field position here for the Bobcats on this next drive.
That's what happens when your offense helps out your defense. Good things happen. This is a chance for Battlefield to really put their foot in the door here in this thing. And, you know, on the road here in a big district game, kind of assert themselves here. Make it known that, yeah, we're 1-4. We've lost 3 straight, but we're here to compete. And I don't think Coach Giralmo could have imagined a much better start than what we're seeing right now from his Bobcats.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about it earlier. I mean, what do you got to lose at this point? I mean, just go out there and give it your best, and I think that's what they've been doing so far. Same formation here for this Bobcat team. They give it off to Richards, and he's got some room to work with on the outside. A little light there, but not a big gain, but just enough to kind of push that defense back a little bit.
Hey, you keep moving the chains, you keep getting them pushed back, create a little bit of stress maybe, I think, on this Stonewall defense. I don't think they expected this kind of quick start for the Battlefield offense, but you know, as we've mentioned, Sean Murphy, you got a lot of veterans on this defensive side that are going to make their adjustments as this game goes on. And it'll be interesting here, running the same formation over and over again, how it's going to impact both sides.
And they do definitely have that same formation, same exact play it looks like, and this time Stonewall's able to get to
Richards carries again.
But I mean, we've seen Richards get some big gains off of this play. Maybe they're just trying to find that one play where because the secondary for the Raiders is coming up to guard that run, and maybe they're just trying to get that one breakaway where Richards will go deep.
And speaking of that breakaway, one thing we haven't seen yet, Matt Binkowski, he's kind of been on offense and defense, have not seen him yet take an offensive snap. He's been a guy they've ran on those pitches and those inside handoffs. Haven't seen him yet on offense. I think Coach Giralmo, through these first 2 drives, likes what he's seen from his other guys. So that's going to be something to really keep an eye on here in the later stages of this first quarter.
Ostrander takes a snap, and this time the give is to TJ Haywood, and we were talking about him earlier as well, so they brought him in for a couple
handoff to 21, TJ
couple snaps here, but didn't get a lot of room to work with on that one.
Again, let's keep going back to the same thing. What do you have to lose? You got a 4th and short. You're already on the other side of the field. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Giralmo keeps his offense out here.
A manageable 4th and 5 here, just a little under 2 minutes to play in this first quarter.
And actually, as I say that right now, we've seen a lot from Battlefield. So they line up Ostrander out there as he is right now. And sometimes they let him punt. So you might think they're going for it, and then he boots it. So watch that.
Oh, that's going to look like it'd be a false start on the Bobcats. So maybe they'll decide to punt here. We'll see.
Well, we talked about the discipline, right? When you're in this big game trying to make things happen, you can't have your own team hurting you, and as we see right now, they send the punt team out there. Missed break and a lucky break, really, for the Stonewall defense.
And a 4th and 9 is a little bit more tricky than a 4th and 5, so good call here by Coach to punt it away and hopefully get them deep again like they did last time.
Yeah, you like what you've seen on the special teams. The punt last time was great. Your guys got down there to put them within the 10.
Yeah.
So,
and it looks like that's going to be the case again, as it is returned, but 2 Battlefield defenders on him, and there's a flag comes out.
Jackson.
It looks like we might be seeing a block in the back on the receiving team. So that'll push him back even further after the return. We'll see. We'll get the call. But yeah, once again, the special teams quick to get on the returner there. And on that one, though, if you're Stonewall, might have thought about maybe trying to let that one bounce in the end zone. I don't know. I mean, I'm not down on the field, so it's hard for me to decide that from up here. But
well, I 100% agree with you. You know, that thing's a low line drive punt. That thing's not going to get some crazy backspin on it. That thing is going to keep going. Kind of a questionable decision. We've seen it 2 straight punts now where they've been inside the 10, and then they decide to take them out. So definitely something to see what Stonewall is going to do about this, because right now, through the first 14 minutes, you know, it's all Battlefield right now.
So that is going to set up these Raiders for a tough offensive drive starting within their own 8-yard line or 5-yard line. And they're going to give it to the running back to find some room up the middle, and that is Albia. And he's really a guy that they've really leaned on this year so far as rushing the ball. He's their workhorse, and he gets them a little bit more room back there.
He's not the tallest guy in the world, but you don't need to be when you got this big of an offensive line in front of you. I mean, they're going to clear the room, and Albea, all he's got to do is just find the holes. He did a great job there, 10-yard gain, first down Stonewall.
So they do give him the first down off that run, so 1st and 10 here for the Raiders. And there comes the snap, and it's going to be a gift to Albea again, and he's got some room on the outside there up to the rumbles forward to about the 26-yard line. And here we go. Stonewall offense starting to open things up a little bit.
Well, we talked about adjustments, right? This is going to be a game of them. It's a chess match between the Raiders and the Bobcats, if you really think about it. And 2 slow starts for Stonewall on their first 2 drives, 2 runs. They've moved it up out of their own 5-yard line where this thing started. You know, two big runs here for Stonewall has them, you know, out of their own end zone, and some good play calls here for the Raiders.
So shotgun formation here with Albea to his left. That's Reeves, and he's going to give it to him again. And this time Battlefield does a good job. Very minimal gain up to the 25.
On the carry.
Yeah, you see the tackle there made by Schumann. He's been a guy, again, this defense has their stars, you know, Matt Binkowski, Justin Bennon, kind of scattered. And you get those other guys that are able to see these guys every day in practice, really learn from them. And Schumann's been a guy that's really stepped it up into this role. They didn't expect him to be quick off the edge like he has been, and you just see the tackle behind the line there. Great play there by Ryan Schumann.
2nd and 10 there. Snap is Coates is on the outside. Nice little screen play up to the 30, 35. Ooh, big hit there. And he gets knocked down at the 35. And that's going to do it for our first quarter here in Manassas. Still scoreless. Stonewall and Battlefield. So we will take a quick break and be back for second quarter action right after this.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto, located in Manassas, offers everyday repair service and maintenance for all makes and model cars, SUVs, and trucks. A lot more than just an oil change and new tires. From the works, our signature oil change with a complete multi-point inspection, to brake and battery replacements, to a full selection of 13 major tire brands, backed by our low-price tire guarantee. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today, no appointment needed. 3 locations in Manassas, 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And we're back here on the air. This is Matt Venezia taking over the play-by-play call duties now. We're going to be rotating back and forth. You're going to hear me for a little bit here before we send it back to the other way. But, you know, we've mentioned it. Adjustments are going to be huge in this game. What have you seen so far from both sides, and how's this thing going to turn out?
Well, like we've been saying so far all this game, this is not what anybody expected, I don't think, so far in this game. Scoreless, first of all, and Battlefield just really holding their own. And I think what we've seen is they've obviously done their homework. I mean, they've done their homework with the Stonewall team. They realize what they need to do to stop them, and they also realize what they need to do offensively to try and push that defense back and make them feel uncomfortable. And I think they've been doing that tonight so far. For Stonewall, I mentioned it in the pregame, I think their focus is just a little off right now. They're not really showing me what they've done so far this season in this game. And it could just be the nature of this game. The district game means a lot for the standings and everything like that. So maybe that's it, or maybe just Battlefield's just doing that good of a job. I don't know, but we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens here. Then Stonewall's got the ball again here for this drive, and we'll see what happens.
And you know, team play is very contagious in football. When you have a struggling Battlefield offense and a pretty good defense for the Bobcats that can only keep them into the game so long,
right,
and the offense has surprised us tonight, what does that make the defense feel? You know, they're out there like, hey, we might have, not that they didn't think they'd have a chance in this thing, but hey, we can really surprise a lot of people tonight. And I think at least through the first quarter of this game, you know, it hasn't, the Raider crowd seeing a successful team, I think they're quiet here. It's a quiet atmosphere right now.
So far,
so they've definitely surprised a lot of people, and I think the Bobcats are definitely taking notice of that. So, but as we mentioned, starting from inside their own 5, now out to the 35, the Raiders have seemed to maybe figure out what's not been going right for them through the first quarter of this game. So here we go. It'll be Reeves in the shotgun. He's going to take it. Fires quickly on the way, and it's actually dropped. Elijah Reese, the intended target.
Intended for number 9.
You know, it's not hard to miss him when he's 6 feet, 190, but incomplete.
Yeah, we've seen that play work a couple times for the Raiders so far in this game. That little quick screen there, that time just a little bit, thrown just a little bit outside of the arms of Reese. And you know, Young is from what I've seen and heard, he's supposed to be a pretty accurate quarterback. So that was a miscue on his part.
You definitely get the feel, though, that he's going to be their pocket presence. Definitely kind of a 50-50 scenario like the Bobcats are running with 2 quarterbacks. But Young rolling out now, as we say, he's not a running quarterback. He is right there. That one into coverage, in and out of the hands of the Bobcats right there. I thought that was going to be picked. And a great job getting over there to make the play for the Bobcats. And just like that, you know, another big play on defense forces Stonewall's hand here.
Yeah, and that was a good job to get away from the pressure there by Young, but just the throw into double coverage there, very, very risky throw. And he almost placed it right over there, but good defense by the Bobcats to get in there and break it up. So, yeah, big 3rd and 10 here for both teams.
Well, they definitely isolated Reese. You know, that you can tell. You run the fly route, even in double coverage, Young trusting Elijah Reese to come down with that thing. If that thing's placed a little bit better, I think he's got a good chance of coming down with that. But as we say that now, a huge 3rd down and 10 for this. The Raiders moved it well in the first quarter. And in the flip of the field here has got them halted here. But right there, we're going to get a delay of game on the offense. And now what does that do? I mean, we saw it on Battlefield with the 4th and 1 to moving it back. Now this is going to move Stonewall back. What do they dial up here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, it seems like they want to try and make some plays downfield with Reese. They do have some other offensive weapons that they can try and work with. Maybe send Albia out on a little screen or something like that to get. But yeah, 3rd and 15. You got to come up with something good here.
1 to the right to the left of Young. 3 receivers out to the right. Young, pocket collapsing, fires again, nearly intercepted. And what we've seen on these last 2 plays, 2 Bobcats going for the same football.
Yep.
And again, Gessner nearly came down with that, but at the end of the day, another good stop for the Battlefield defense, sends the punt team right back out.
Yep, and I think there was a little miscommunication there because Coates didn't even know the ball was coming. He turned around and he didn't even know it was coming to him. So I think Young was catching him a little bit before he was ready on his route to try and catch the ball. And exactly like you said, Matt, 2 Bobcats right on that ball again and almost picked off. So good job by this defense to get another 3 and out.
So definitely Battlefield, I think, played the better of the 2 teams right now. But Stonewall still caught some of their breaks, as we notice right now, just a squib punt, really. Doesn't really go all that far. They'll take it from the 38. Great starting field position again for Battlefield. And, I mean, we can't keep harping on it enough. It seems like we've seen kind of, I think we would have expected Stonewall to be playing the way Battlefield is, and the way that Stonewall's playing, we thought Battlefield was. You never know what you're going to get for Friday Night Lights. Awesome stuff we're seeing from both sides. A great night here at Stonewall. A nice kind of cool, crisp Friday evening out here in Manassas. And you know, we're really happy to bring it to you guys here on PW Sports.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Battlefield responds on this drive because, like we just said, great defensive stop there. And it looks like, you know, they might be going back to that same kind of run formation here, so we'll see what they do.
So it looks like Ostrander right under center there. He's got a fullback and a back in Richards as he pitched it to him. They go to that same working right side. Somehow breaks through the tackles. John Richards across midfield, across the 40, and out to around the 35. They'll put him at the 36. It didn't look like anything was going to happen there, and John Richards has made his presence known. Great play there for John.
And what have we been saying all game so far since they started doing that formation? That right side, it's open, and you see it right there. And he got the 10-yard gains. He popped off a couple 10-yard gains early on. Now he gets the big gain here. So yeah, they're finding a way for this to work, running that little pitch play, and it's paying off for him so far.
And that's what you got to do. The coaching scout team, when you've seen a quarter of this thing, you've seen which side literally of the ball and running that way has worked. Keep going that way if it's working. And now they go back to the right side. It seems like it's on and off.
Yeah,
kinda.
it is.
You know, you got to give credit to Stonewall for kind of picking up on the formation for every play that we're seeing it. Tackle made there by the Raiders.
So they do stop him there on that one. But
2nd and 12.
Again, it doesn't seem to phase the play calling there on the Battlefield side as far as deciding whether or not to keep running that same play. You know, even if they switch up the direction that they go in. still has not hindered them from running that same play with Richard. So I expect to see it again here.
And that's made play calling easy for Stonewall. If they see this jumbo set, just send everybody. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. It looks like 2 middle linebackers, but like about 7 guys running at the ball right now. They go to Richards. And he kind of, a little hesitation there, kind of figuring out where he needed to go. He chooses the left side for once, and probably gets right around back to the line of scrimmage. That'll be a 3rd down and longer here for Battlefield.
I mean, I would like to see maybe Battlefield try and call like a pass play downfield or something, just because I just keep seeing these safeties keep pushing closer and closer to that box. And sooner or later, if you do it right, you can pop a play over the top of them guys, and they're not going to be ready to get that. So,
and as you say that, that opens the book for the play action.
Right.
And when you got a tight end like Wes Williams, and you got blockers like that left side, run it over there, a little bootleg. But not going to that here as they pitch it to TJ Haywood. Coach Girolamo not wanting to get too risky. I think he likes how his team's playing right now. It'll be a 3-and-out for Battlefield.
And that time Haywood takes it in there, so very minimal gain there. So they will have a chance again to pin the Raiders deep. And Reeves is back there to return it. So he's dangerous back there, but so far hasn't done a lot on the special teams.
So it's a punt on the way, another boomer, but they still decide to run it. You would have, wow. But this time it actually might work out as getting around Reeves here, moving down the sideline across the 30. He goes out around the 35, fielding it from the 5. It's a 30-yard punt return for Elijah Reeves. And just like that, the Raiders have themselves set up for some pretty good field position.
And as we were just talking about that decision-making back there, he busts one open for a nice return. So that time it was a good call. But with that punt, he kind of was able to get control of it on the run. You see how he took that first initial step, and he was ready to roll as soon as he got the ball. Past couple times it hasn't been that nice and clean. So
right. So Young will get back out there again. I think he's dominated more of the snaps here to this point of the contest. He fakes the draw. He's going to keep it. Getting around there on the tackle. Brought down by Schumann pretty aggressively.
They're going to call that one every time, yeah.
A horse collar and a 15-yard penalty against Battlefield. They've been good on the penalties on defense. Not really many to this point, but 15 free yards after about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
That one hurts.
Yeah, that's definitely going to put a little damper in this Battlefield defense. But those horse collar, it's not a good penalty to get, but it also shows you're being aggressive and a little too aggressive, but nonetheless, it shows you're trying to get after the ball, even though you did give up the 15 yards. But
and when you got a guy like Reeves running the football there, Young on the quarterback keep. I mean, he comes into this thing 6'1", 200. He moves quickly and he's big. Tough to bring down. Sometimes your last resort's a save, maybe more than 15 yards, is bringing him down illegally, and that's what Schumann did there. Yeah. So now they're going to be set up shop here across the 50. Take it now from the 42. Of the Bobcats here. It'll be Young again in the backfield. In motion are the Raiders, and they do it that way. It's a jet sweep. Running it is Williams down to his left. He gets a block. He's going to keep going. Big hit there, and he goes down, but a huge gain for the Raiders now just outside the red zone. Take it at the 25. The run game working out right now for the Raiders. It's a 1st down, Stonewall.
And that was just a great design jet sweep there. Got the ball, had a nice run to work with around the outside, had some blocking help out there. And that's the key to those types of plays, is you got to have everybody on the same page first of all, and you got to have the people blocking for you ready to block and hold your block, because it does take a little bit of time. Even if you're the quickest guy on the field, it still takes a little bit of time to get around that outside. So,
and as we say this, we're going to get a hold or an illegal block in the back. By the time this thing's all said and done, this looks like we're getting about 28 yards of total penalty right there just on that play.
Wow.
So we talk about the Bobcats with the horse collar there, and the Raiders shoot themselves in the foot right there. So now they're going to be back on the other side of the 50. So it'll be a 1st down and 20 coming up. They fake the draw, a low throw here. Couldn't be kept up by Williams. We just saw him take the jet sweep, and a low throw there by Young. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 20 for the Raiders.
Yeah, and they've been running that screen play pretty successfully throughout this game, and that time just too low of a throw for Williams to bring it in, and that's probably one they would like to have back, but especially after the penalty, and now you got a big second down. So,
and especially for being so dominated, I think, with Stonewall in the first 3 drives, you finally seem like you crack through, and then you get called back for the call. So that's going to be something that the Raiders, you know, they found, I guess, their way on this drive, but they got to keep themselves clean at the same time. So as we say this, it's Reeves in there at quarterback, throws just out of the reach of Javon Jackson, the senior. And that's incomplete, making a 3rd down and 20. So a drive that was setting up just outside of the red zone after the sweep. It's 3rd and forever for Stonewall. And you got to give credit for the Bobcats to holding it down after that penalty. They've kept the Raiders to nothing on the last 2 plays.
Absolutely, and I think that penalty really, really dampened this, or hindered this drive for the Raiders. I mean, you get that nice play, you get the nice return to start it off, you get the nice sweep and everything like that, and just for that penalty just to kill the drive, that's really what it's turned into for them.
So the Bobcats showing a zone look. 2 safeties deep. Reeves has time, throws over the middle. That one again should have been picked off, make it 3 in a row. And man, just another opportunity for the Bobcats. You love the way they're playing. Coach Drama loves how he's doing. But you got 3 picks right there that are there and couldn't come away with it.
And if that was going to be an interception, he would have had a lot of field to work with. That field was wide open if he came down with it. I mean, a little bit out of his reach, got the hand on it, so at least you broke up the play to bring up the 3 and out. But man, if he had caught that, he had a lot of field to work with.
The common stereotypical joke for the defense. There's a reason he's not on offense catching the football if he can. That's why he's on defense. So, but give credit to the Bobcats nonetheless. Without the pick, they hold the Raiders here on a 4th down and 20 punt. And actually a pretty decent punt here by the Raiders, setting up inside the 20. And it'll be Stonewall's Javon Jackson touching up on it. The Bobcats will take it from their own 17. They locked down the Raiders there with the help of a hold that really shifted the momentum of that drive in itself. So it'll be Battlefield's offense coming back out. And it looks like it'll be Eddie Ostrander in place of Walters. So they're starting to work with Eddie a little bit more now as this thing moves along. But 7:53 to go here in the second. And in a stalemate right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, you would expect this from like a, you know, well, I guess both of these 2 teams, you know, we talked about it in the pregame. On paper, they seem like complete opposite teams, but they've really played, you know, both teams have played great stopping the other team from getting any scores. So
another jumbo set, a pitch to Richards. They seem to be going to the exact same thing. And now, I mean, we've talked about how easy it is for the Raiders to kind of adapt to this. If it's the same thing every time, instead of getting, I don't know, 4 secondary guys back there to prevent the pass, you could load up with 10 linebackers, 10 defensive linemen going at them.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you look out here towards midfield, there's no defensive backs out here. I mean, if you could just get a pass off to somebody and pop it open, I mean, you would have the whole field in front of you.
He's setting up for the ultimate play. 20 straight runs and then a play action. We'll see. Still a long way to go for Battlefield here. 2nd and 13. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Ostrander this time to the other side. Now they find their block. And it's a big gain there for Battlefield out to about the 23-yard line. Was John Richards, and it seems like just flip the coin, see if it's going to work or not. Works on that time.
And they decide which way they want to run it, right or left or up the middle, and it's kind of like a Russian roulette right now. Whichever one works, they'll get the game.
Hey, Trey John, which way do you want to go? That's what it is in the huddle right now.
Well, you know, we saw on the last drive they had that one run. He did kind of hesitate a little bit, so it does look like he might be trying to, you know, even though he doesn't have a lot of room to work with when he gets the ball, it does look like he may be trying to think a little bit for himself out there. And if he sees a hole, even though it may not be to the side they called for, he might try and go find it somewhere else.
The Bobcats bringing another fullback to help with the blocking, kind of jumping around, finding a block. And again, Richards making this thing close. I think he did get the first down. It's going to be close.
We'll see, though. There is a flag on the field, so we'll see what they call. Might be coming back.
And it looks like, by the way the Bobcats are walking, this thing will be on Battlefield. So a 3rd and 6 will go to a 3rd and 16.
Yep.
And a pretty good run to pick up the chains there by Richards is going to be called back. Although they are still conversing. Usually it's kind of a quick.
Well, the initial referee, there's an initial referee head judge did the hold.
And so, there it is.
Yeah. Once again, it's just a horrible mistake there to get something like that called back. You got some good plays, some good drive, you're making progress, and then to get it called back like that. and make it a third down, a third and a long 6, I would say.
It seems like this game has played out even before to be the David and Goliath scenario.
Oh
my, a snap over the head of Ostrander. Luckily the Bobcats, for them, topple on top of it. I don't know if you're going to pick up all 16 right there, but you just do keep 2 points off the board right there, or even 7 if the Raiders had gotten on top of it. A disaster of a play, and that'll send the punt team out.
Yeah, and it looks like for the first time they weren't in that jumbo set, and they try and the snap, I guess, just got away from the center there, and tight punt here for the punter there at his own goal line.
Yeah, now would not be a good time for a snap over the head. Snap looks pretty good. And a low line drive here on the punt. Fielded now by Reeves. He's got room. Working his way to the right. Hesitates. Comes back to the left. He's kind of run out of room. Nice stiff arm there by Reeves. And he gets up to about the 32-yard line of the Bobcats. He seems hyped up, and then finally gets a Stonewall crowd into this thing. It's a big gain there by the Raiders, and now here comes the Stonewall offense.
Yeah, this is where I would start getting a little nervous here, because they've got amazing field position to just start the drive. And even though the Bobcats defense has been doing a pretty good job, just like you said, with that stiff arm that kind of got everybody, oh, okay, now we're paying attention to this game now. Now let's see what they can do. So it's just something like that, something little like that can get a team energized.
Understandably, after that big run, Reeves not in at quarterback. They give it to Young. A draw there to Albea, and he finds his way. Looked like he got enough to go past the sticks, we think. And now as this time starts ticking down here in this first half of play, it'll be interesting to see here. The Raiders have been, at least these last 2 drives, kind of knocking on the door of being that first team to strike. And it's been penalties on themselves that have really hurt them.
Yep. So on this, on that play, that was just a great run by Albea. Found the hole and got the first down. So moving the chains quickly here.
Young gives it on the draw to Albea, finds his block. He's brought down by Battlefield's Justin Bennon. We get a penalty. And by the way of the line, I think they knew. Looks like this will be a hold coming back on the Raiders.
I think there is a penalty. Yes?
Yeah, and it is.
From Stonewall.
So that run will be called back. And once again, Stonewall starting to shoot themselves in the foot. Like we said on the last drive, you get some positive runs, you get some positive gains knocking on the door, like you said, Matt, and then something like that just kind of puts a halt to the drive.
Yeah, and one thing, it's high school football, but down at the sidelines kind of seeing the special teams unit for the Raiders, the kickers were lining up a little bit beyond the 35-yard line and getting it to the end zone. So I don't really know what the field goal line here range is where you're trying to score some points, but you can't rule out this distance right now for the Raiders should they not pick up a first down on this set of downs.
We'll see what they can do.
And a play there down the field. And actually we get a penalty on it. We just saw the wave of the official. We were kind of confused on what just happened there, but a chance down the field setting up them at the goal line is going to come back. Another offensive penalty. It seems like it's happened on both sides when they've maybe seemed to be the ones to draw first blood, and it's been themselves kind of holding them from that. And the fans do not approve.
They do not like that call. It looked like it was I guess they called a chop block on the offense. Man, they did not like that call at all, because not only does that kill that beautiful pass play, it's going to push him back a lot more. And
so our 200 officials here on the near side gave their opinion. Didn't change the verdict. And looks like we're getting another ruling here of the play. It is a chop block, as you mentioned. So this will keep moving it back right now.
No question, you accept that one, and that's going to push him back a long ways.
So we talked about 28 yards on that jet sweep penalty. They were set up to be at the 3, and now it looks like they're going to be right at the 50. 47 yards of penalties. I mean, just you can't have that in a game like this where you've been stunned, I think, by Battlefield and what they brought to the table. And when you've really now recently, I think the second quarter's been Stonewall's the better team.
Yep.
And they've had 2 drives where they really should be on the board. We just talked about field goal range, 30 seconds ago. So tough hunting here for them.
No, I agree 100%. And it's just those penalties like that can just kill drives.
So the first down yardage mark is about, 35 yards away. Pocket collapsing for Young. Somehow avoids a few. He still moves his way. Would have been a sack. He gets brought down. A gain of a few. It's Schumann again, making his presence felt, bringing down Young. And a good play by him. You know, he could have been down behind the line there, and he made his way to get through.
Yeah, and like we said, he's a pretty big guy. So I mean, it's going to be hard to take him down, and you can see why right there. I mean, he was able to battle forward, break through some of the tackles, avoid the sack, and got some positive yards, even though they still have a long way to go.
So we've seen the passing game, right, for Stonewall. We saw one play there, a huge gain in the air. You can't rule anything out right now with what they're going to do here. They know that they've got maybe field goal range on a few yards here. You're not going for 35 yards on one play. They're going to work with it. And as we say that, they give it Albea. And finally, we say his name, Matt Binkowski on the stoppage. Nowhere to go for Albea. Bring up a 3rd down and forever for the Raiders.
Perfect time for Binkowski to get involved in this game. Tackle for loss on that one, especially after Albea's been able to run off some big gains here in this second quarter. So great time for him to get involved in this defense.
You know, you look over in the distance, you can maybe see on your screen the Battlefield fan supporters on the other side. A little bit of a hike out here, about a 25-30 minute drive, and definitely showing their support. I think they came into this expecting, you know, we're just here to support. But I think they've got themselves a pretty good football game, and it's been worth every penny of that ticket.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree.
So they give it to Young. It's a quick dump off. Albea's got a lot of green in front of him, but about 3 or 4 Bobcats bring him down. Binkowski was going for the hit, but it looked like Alex Ward brought him down. And as we mentioned, the field goal unit, let's see. Don't rule anything out right now, but it would be a very long field goal from this spot, and I don't think they'd be going for it.
Yeah, I agree here. Too long of a field goal try here. Just punt him, get him deep. Try and pin them deep, and then that way they have to run the length of the field in under 3 minutes and maybe go into this halftime still scoreless.
So the Raiders will punt it away to the Bobcats. Jackson sends this one a pretty good punt, letting it bounce so smartly. And I don't know, that almost hit Gessner. He made his argument right away that he did not touch that thing, but that hop definitely made him up. The Bobcats are going to get a touchback there. Wow, that could have been something else.
How crazy would that have been if the first points are on the board are a bounce, a miscue, and a bounce off the Battlefield player into the end zone? That would have, or into the back of the end zone. That would have been something crazy.
So combined, the Bobcats have ran the ball a ton. One offensive throw that we've seen, and it was incomplete. You got 231 to work with. You got about 80 yards in front of you. You know, you're just looking to get some decent field position where if you don't score, you can at least punt it and hope that Stonewall is probably not going to get on the board based on the field position you give them. But again, trying to break through and finally find something here is what both offenses are still kind of thinking about right
absolutely.
now.
No, I agree 100%. And this...
So on the snap, it looks like, and I think we're actually getting a timeout. It'll be a timeout on Stonewall, it looks like. So we're going to step away with them as well. We'll be back in a second after this.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto offers extraordinary and friendly service with no appointment necessary. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your local recall headquarters and offers free recall checks. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your one stop to help keep your vehicle running smoothly. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today. No appointment needed. There are 3 locations in Manassas at 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And we're back here on the air after that commercial break. You see the Battlefield cheerleaders on your screen. You know, been a tough Friday Night Lights of late for them, but they've done their job getting the crowd riled up. I think
that's all you can do.
I think they were not expecting the outcome that we're seeing so far. You'll take a 0-0 game than a blowout in the first half.
Absolutely.
So it's actually a different formation. They give a draw to Richards. He gets swallowed up right away. The Raiders' defensive line getting into the backfield pretty quickly on that play. But it looks like we're just about ready to go to get this thing back and started. We put a bookmark in this one, and we're going to open it right back up right now. And So the Bobcats did receive the opening kickoff, as it was actually the Raiders that won the toss and elected to defer. I guess in a 0-0 game, worked out.
Yeah, smart on their part, I guess, at this point, because either we would have expected them to get the ball in the second half with a nice lead, or now they have 0-0.
So Grady Bachman for Battlefield have not said the kickers' names much tonight, as they've each respectively have been held out of the competition to this point.
Yeah.
So
sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing, depending on which team you are.
There are a lot of question marks surrounded by who's going to crack first. We haven't done an overtime game yet this season, so we're, a little ahead of ourselves on that. But
yeah,
you never know.
That's okay.
So the Raiders here on the return. It's Javon Jackson plowing his way through, gets across the 25. Good decision to take it out. He gains an extra 3 yards out of that thing, and now it'll be the Raiders coming back out for the first drive of this second half.
Yeah, and like we said at halftime, I'll be interested to see if they make any offensive adjustments here and see how they attack this Battlefield defense in the second half, because so far they really haven't had an answer for the Battlefield defense, but the Bobcats have been doing a nice job, so we'll see how they come out of half here.
So it's like Jung in the backfield, and he'll be taking the snap right now in motion and in a quick stoppage of play. And it's going to be a false start on the Raiders. The penalties continuing to hurt Stonewall right now. As it looked like it was a setup jet sweep there. They've ran that a few times tonight.
Yep. Penalty on the Raiders.
Move them backwards.
Back them up 5. Still first down.
So not really how they probably wanted to start this second half with the penalty. Not that they had great field position to start off with, but still, you back yourself up even more into your own territory. That's never good.
So now taking the snap. Deshaun Reeves out there. He's got Albia in the backfield. He goes his way. And on the draw, it works out. He gets some of those yards back that they lost on the penalty.
And off to
So they gained about 7, maybe 8 on the play. Setting up shop right around the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a second down and 6. They rule it a 9-yard gain for Albia, and that's what we talked about. Get his name on the score sheet. Get him the football. Good decision there for the Raiders.
Yeah, it definitely was, and that's the running play they've really gone with, is that kind of just that quick handoff to him in the shotgun, and then he just takes off, and it's been working for them so far tonight. That's how he's gotten all his big gains.
The Bobcats showing 4 on the rush. Moving his way around it as Reeves plows his way ahead. Avoids a few tackles, and he's out to around midfield. Looks like short of the 50-yard line. Nonetheless, a big play there for Deshaun Reeves, and it's a first down for Stonewall.
First down.
Yeah, that was a good job by Reeves there, getting away from that blitz there and just deciding to keep it himself and go up the field. I mean, he had all day to work with there. And this Stonewall offense is coming alive here early in the second half.
And the Bobcats here, we'll get back to that in a second. It's a quick screen out wide to Coates. He gets a first down and a little bit more. Back-to-back first downs and some big plays for the Raiders. Going back to that last play, though, the Bobcats were only rushing 5, 2 on the edge, 3 in the middle, and everybody else, the other 6 guys on the field, were playing man. And when you get those guys out of the middle of the field, it's the yellow brick road to success, basically, for Reeves, and he made good use of it there. And then on the screen, works out 2 big gain plays for Stonewall. They're setting up now in Battlefield territory.
Yeah, and that's the difference between these two teams, although it looks like it might be, did they get pushed back a little bit on the flag? Yeah.
As we say that.
Wow, yeah, as we start getting into the discussion there, they get a flag on the Raiders, and they're going to be pushed back again. Man, they just cannot catch a break. What I was going to say was, you notice the difference here already and how this Stonewall offense is attacking this Bobcat defense, and they've been doing a great job of, like you said, explaining that last play, how they got everybody out wide, and then the middle of the field is wide open for them, and that's how they got that run with Albia early on, and that run with Reeves that now got called back. That was a pass play to Coates. Sorry, the run from Reeves was what we were talking about. Sorry.
Really, the first time tonight, nobody in the backfield but Reeves. It's a design quarterback run, and it works out. He goes down the middle of the field. Reeves around another blocker, breaks the tackle, and he goes out just in front of the goal line. Deshaun Reeves. Wow, he goes down the middle of the field.
Look at that.
We're going to show you it again.
Breaks the tackle. He just went right
he goes
around
out
the
just
outside
in
there,
front of the
ball
goal
on that
line.
sideline. He almost got in.
Deshaun
Got in, and that's how dangerous he is.
So this dormant crowd here at Stonewall finally has a reason to celebrate.
And yeah, I mean, they're coming alive here. Stonewall Jackson faithful.
So a 1st and goal for the Raiders, a design draw, and he's in. Touchdown, Stonewall. Hit Xander Albea, and we finally cracked the goose egg for either side. And the Stonewall Raiders on 4 plays move about 60 yards, and Stonewall grabs the lead.
And we were saying who was going to be the first one to crack the scoreboard, and here it is, Stonewall on their first drive of the second half. First drive for anybody in the second half, and they gave it to their playmaker there, Albea, for the score, and that's exactly who we said need to get involved in the second half, and he got involved on that drive for sure.
You think they got their identity back? I think.
Yeah, I mean, to just get straight to the point, yeah. I mean, we talked about it at halftime. Get your playmakers involved, and that's exactly what they did on that drive. Reeves, Coates, Albea, everybody working together to get down the field.
And it helps when you got a running quarterback when he's got all day to kind of make a decision to take off or not. Yeah, great design coaching. And now we'll see the PAT on the way here for the Raiders. Finally getting the kicker came in, but it's blocked.
Wow, okay.
We'll see what that has to do down the line here. So instead of 7, it's 6. We'll step away here on PW Sports.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto, located in Manassas, offers everyday repair service and maintenance for all makes and model cars, SUVs, and trucks. A lot more than just an oil change and new tires. From the works, our signature oil change with a complete multi-point inspection, to brake and battery replacements, to a full selection of 13 major tire brands, backed by our low-price tire guarantee. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today, no appointment needed. 3 locations in Manassas, 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And we're back here in the broadcast booth after we saw Albea take it in for the 3-yard score. And a blocked field goal extra attempt try by the Bobcats, so it's 6-0.
Yeah.
Something to note. We got some more updates around the league. Remains 41-0 Patriot over the Yellow Jackets. Garfield making their presence known. They add 1 more touchdown and some more insurance. 21-7 over Potomac. And another team joining the division and district this year, John Champ. They're trailing Osborne Eagles right now 19-14. And a quick update for Major League Baseball, where we all want to know.
Of course.
In the top of the first inning, 0-0 between the Nats and the Cardinals. That game just now getting underway. That'll be something interesting to watch. You know, I'm very happy to announce I'm going to be going to Game 4.
There you go.
Very excited about that. And but before we get to that, you know, the most important game on our hands right now here at Stonewall Jackson High School.
That's right.
So obviously still Stonewall in a game where no one scored. They get that first score. Blocked extra point. We'll see what happens. That could be crucial down the stretch.
Yep.
This one's being returned by Battlefield's Lucas Watt. Breaks 1 tackle and gets dragged down. Looks like around the 15-yard line. And a big tackle there by Reeves.
Tackle by number 3.
And this, not only this crowd is getting pumped up, the team on the sidelines for Stonewall is getting pumped up. The energy has definitely done a complete 180 from the first half, as far as you ask me. And we'll see how Battlefield can respond. You know, they've been running that jumbo package pretty successfully. I don't know if it's going to work going forward. They got to try and maybe switch some things up, especially after Stonewall putting the first points of the game on the board. So they're going to have to respond and respond quickly.
Now, it's good to know that your run game's gotten its chances and been successful in pieces. But now in a game where it's no longer 0-0, it's no longer, okay, let's just see if this will work.
Right.
Now you got to go take chances. Coach Giralmo's got to roll the dice a little bit. And not on that play, at least. It's another run to Richards. He doesn't go anywhere.
I agree. I mean, at this point now, you've had your chance to kind of feel, both teams have had their chance to feel each other out, so to speak, and say, all right, what do we need to do to make those big plays? Obviously, Stonewall's figured that out. They just scored, and they scored big. Now Battlefield needs to take the opportunity to say, okay, what do we learn from the first half, and let's make those adjustments we talked about at halftime.
And this Battlefield team, it's not like the past game. Yeah, the turnovers have been there. The quarterback play has been shaky. but you have studs at receiver. You've got a potential D1 commit in Ryan Gessner out wide. Blaze Jones with a concussion tonight, another D1 potential commit. You got a lot of guys that can catch the football and make plays after the catch. They haven't been involved, and we see another run here for Battlefield. Trey John trying to get to the outside, he can't, and now, 3rd and long, you can't just keep running the football through the Bobcats.
Yeah, I mean, that's spot on. I mean, spot on if you ask me. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to get away from your comfort zone. I mean, that's really what it boils down to for the coaching staff of Battlefield. And we saw them come down from the top, pretty excited and with good reason. But now they need to start switching things up and be excited about more.
So here we go. We're set for a 3rd down and 11 for Battlefield. And if you asked Coach Girolamo, he would if it would be a 6-0 game, around the midway mark of the third quarter. I don't think he'd believe you. And now we see a pass. It's a quick screen. The ball is loose. I don't know if Richard or if Haywood ever had it. They're going to say it's a fumble. And actually, TJ got back on top of it. I don't even know if he ever caught that, but the ball does come loose.
Yeah, that was a really crazy play that developed right there. But nevertheless, he was able to jump back on it. But I agree. I don't think he had full possession of the ball. But unfortunately, this isn't the NFL, so they can't go back and review anything. But either way, it's a 4th down coming up.
So the home field advantage is definitely evident. That's for sure. We're hearing the crowd here. It's a little tough to hear in here.
Yeah, we got our crowd mic out there, and we've been turning it up a little bit because it was quiet, but we have to keep adjusting it.
So Battlefield now having a punt, and that's kind of been the story of the night for them. Did that hit a Raider? I don't know if that hit a Raider.
They haven't.
I think he needs to touch it before it goes out. Haywood touches it. Hold on.
No, they're not going to give it to him.
But it's down.
It was close.
I think Coach Girolamo wants an explanation. You see him kind of.
Yeah, he jumps up and gets out there, but
again, another miss or a break caught by Stonewall. They're running towards the guy receiving it to be able to set up blocks, but you got to keep an eye on where the ball is. So it looks like the Raiders, they will keep it right now and setting up shop around midfield. I mean, and they've been running the ball a lot too. Now they've got 3 to the right and 2 to the left. You got to wonder, though, this is probably a designed quarterback run.
It might be, yeah. We've seen it.
Whoa! And a miss snap way over the head of Reeves. He kicks it way back beyond the 20. He gets wrapped up. My goodness. That's a loss of 28 yards by the time this thing's said and done. The Raiders just scored the first points. They're at midfield. They're looking great. And then the worst imaginable thing just happened. A loss of 28 on the mishandle.
Wow, I mean, that snap just got away from their center there, obviously. But, man, Reeves, instead of just diving on it there, he tried to pick it up and try and make something with his legs. Not a bad decision, but woo, and then you end up kicking it you just lost yourself another 10, 15 yards just by kicking it down the field. And he's lucky that one wasn't picked up by a Bobcat.
I know it's been 0-0 the majority of the game, but has this not been entertaining for you fans at home?
It's been a good game, I'll tell you that.
They faked the draw. I think if they went to Albea, it would have worked. Matt Binkowski again making his presence felt. That's his 2nd sack of the night, and he makes the play. And it's a 3rd down and forever coming up for the Raiders.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what they call. Maybe just try and throw something short to give your punter a little bit more room. But 3rd and forever, it's going to be tough play calling here for the Raiders. But, man, what about this change of events here on this drive?
So smartly, the Bobcats with 3 men deep. That's Justin Bennett on the near side in the corner spot. In the middle of the field, you got Troy Brown. And on the opposite side, you got Coates. They're going to run it to Reeves. Matt Binkowski, my goodness. His drive has been phenomenal right now. He shoves Reeves out of bounds. I don't think he got back to the, quote, line of scrimmage. That's another sack for Binkowski, and that sends a punt team out in kind of one of the weirdest drives you've ever seen.
Yeah, that was definitely a weird sequence of events there for the Raiders, but nonetheless, good job by the Battlefield defense there. And, we've been saying it throughout the game a little bit. Binkowski finally getting his name on this drive for sure. And this punt will be interesting.
So here comes a punt. A high one, but not very deep. A bad bounce for the Raiders. This thing's moving closer to the 30 and getting on top of it. as that was developing was the tight end Quentin Waddy out there on the play. Now, we talked about play being contagious. Battlefield on that first offensive drive of the half, they nearly lost it in the back of their own end zone, had to punt it away. Now, because of that, Stonewall had perfect field position, and the defense understood that their offense got themselves in a tough situation. They just gained 50 yards back on that play. Can the offense finally take advantage of what's about to happen?
I was just about to say that this is the perfect opportunity for this Battlefield defense to Battlefield offense to take advantage. And not only are they getting good field position, it looks like there might have been a penalty because they're moving the ball even closer to the end zone now. So not only that, great field position, you get a penalty added on top of it. And I think they're actually going to repunt it looks like. So I don't know what the call, I didn't see what the call was on the field, but either way, we're going to get a do-over on this, so even a better opportunity for this Battlefield special teams to make a play.
So they definitely were about to be set up in good spot, but it gives another chance for Gessner back there, the 6'2", 200, wideout, now doing some returning duties as the normal guy, Blaze Jones, out with a concussion that he suffered against Centerville last week.
Yeah.
And now another penalty. It's going to be a delay of game. So,
oh my gosh,
has this not been the story of the game?
Correction. Repeat fourth down.
This is the Stonewall. This is just crazy how the gears have shifted here. Stonewall comes out in the first start of the third quarter, puts 6 points up, and now they're back in their own end zone trying to punt out of a situation.
The punt's away, and my goodness, this one is not a good one at all, but a good bounce.
Oh my gosh.
So a good punt on the first punt and good backspin, and now not so good of a punt, but it got all those yards on the after making contact.
Wow.
Has this game it's been everything we didn't think it was going to be.
The first 7 minutes of this third quarter have been, good gosh, it's just been back and forth and crazy play after crazy play. But still, nonetheless, still a good opportunity here for the Battlefield offense. Still got great field position nonetheless. Sure, you're not down at the 30 or the 25, but you're still past midfield already. Take advantage of this and respond here.
So, as you mentioned, we make it seem like, at the 49 of the other team, it's not good field position. It is. And they go to Richards on the pitch. He actually gets beyond the line of scrimmage. Looked like a gain of about 2.
Richards on the carry.
But, Coach Girolmo's got to, let go of the hand here and kind of, start to take some risks here. You're in a situation you didn't think you would be, and actually, as we see this, we have an injured Bobcat. That's Danny Casey, the center.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto, located in Manassas, offers everyday repair service and maintenance for all makes and model cars, SUVs, and trucks. A lot more than just an oil change and new tires. From the works, our signature oil change with a complete multi-point inspection, to brake and battery replacements, to a full selection of 13 major tire brands, backed by our low-price tire guarantee. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today, no appointment needed. 3 locations in Manassas, 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And we're back here in the broadcast booth. We never want to speculate on injuries, but Danny Casey remains down right now. But one thing we do want to notice, as we mentioned, that that botched snap, the Stonewall center right now getting some work. That's Leon Olson. He's getting some more reps here on the sideline. That's something that Stonewall had a chance to get 2 quick touchdowns out of the gates of the half. Completely just ruined the opportunity. And now we'll give a little clap to Casey, looking like he just cannot put any pressure on his left leg, his left foot. And just tough to see that. He's been a great part of this Battlefield offensive line that's been doing a pretty good job in the run game.
Yeah, so just as we were talking about the momentum trying to shift a little bit. And we did just get an update there from the Nationals-Cardinals game. Nats go up 1-0 there. And what inning are they in?
We're in the top of the second inning. Jan Gomes with an RBI double.
There you go.
And, he hasn't been the offensive bat in the catcher's position as him and Kurt Suzuki have kind of switched roles. But Kurt obviously taking the pitch to the face in Game 5. He's not going to be back anytime soon. So Jan kind of stepping up in the spot. And the Nats kind of continue to shock just about everybody in the baseball world. Just like I think Battlefield shocked just about everybody here in the stadium.
I think that's a fair comparison. I really do.
So I think for about the 30th 31 plays we've seen here from Battlefield's offense. Another jumbo set. They go to Richards, and nowhere to go for him.
It's just amazing to me. You look at that, like we've mentioned. You look at that Stonewall defensive line. They have just packed everybody onto that line, and it's so obvious that they're playing for that run. So it's just hard for me, and obviously we can be up here all night and criticize and talk, because it's easy for us to talk about it from up here. But if I'm looking at this on the field and I'm saying, man, they're really packing that box, we should try and do something over the top or something. I mean, but again, they're getting, the coaches are hired for a reason. I'm not going to say anything about that. That's not my place. But it's just, something to think about when we're looking at it from up here and we can see the whole field.
You got a situation where you could line a tight end next to a tackle and, do the play action there. And this run on 3rd and 8, not going anywhere for Battlefield. Now, again, you got to wonder, well, actually, now the punt team will come on, but at midfield in a game you're down. So Battlefield's going to send the punt team out there now, and they're going to send it away. And, again, great field position, just nothing to show for it.
Yeah. I don't think it's quite time to press the panic button just yet if you're Battlefield. I mean, you've got plenty of time left in this game. Your defense has still managed to hold Stonewall to, just 6 points, which is something good in itself.
That punt nearly gets blocked coming into the backfield. There's Xander Albea. This one, nice roll. You can watch this thing all day. Just about ran out of real estate, and they're going to call a touchback as Haywood. And Haywood can't believe it. He's given his argument. My goodness, we were saying he's running out of room, and you can't have that if you're Battlefield.
No, you can't. That's just undisciplined, and you got to be able just to down it. The extra half a yard is not going to really make that much of a difference. And instead of them being down at their own 1 yard line, they're now up out to the 20. So once the ball touches that goal line, the refs can call. I believe they can call a touchback, even if it's not touched. Especially when there's not a player around it, and he's already called for the fair catch. They can call that a touchback as soon as it hits that goal line. So,
Coach Girolamo definitely giving his opinion on the call, and definitely not regulated for TV use. So it's another jet sweep here on the way. Running around with it is Williams, and he gains a few. We've seen his number being called many times. Not really in the receiving game. No one's really been using the receiving game as an option in this game. It's been different types of runs, and at least for Stonewall it has been, but not really for Battlefield.
Yeah, short gain there, but at this point, if you're Stonewall, I mean, you can really start trying to think about just slowing this game down and really just kind of just work it through the through the tackles and keep that clock moving as far as you're concerned, because I think you've been surprised, and I don't think you want to take at this, I mean, we're still late in the third quarter, but they look like they're not taking too many risks right now as far as this drive is concerned.
So Battlefield showing the man defense. We were about to say if, Reeves wanted to take off there, they were running man, but this run here by Albea, they call his number again. And another injury here on the field. It looks like it's the tackle, Franciscon Renteria. And it seems like the guys up front of the offensive line who've been phenomenal for both sides are now starting to feel the side effects of a tight ground and pound kind of game.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you're playing this game in the trenches, so to speak, and really battling down there with these big bodies, they're definitely getting worn out. So all it takes is for one player to fall on another, and you've got an injury. And I think that's what we probably saw with the with the Bobcat player as well. And yeah, he's definitely got the same kind of thing, it looks like. But
he's going to try and jog it off under his own power. You hate to see that. That is a big presence there on the offensive line. The 6'1", 275 tackle. We wish nothing but the best for Renteria. So gives an opportunity for an unsung hero, maybe. We'll see. But it'll be a 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders. So a big stop here needed for Battlefield, as they've really come up big on defense. It's just been the offense that hasn't provided the same support. So we'll see what Coach Girolamo wants to run up here. So looks like Battlefield sending a lot of guys to bring the blitz on the left side. Running is Reeves, running out of room. Nowhere to go. He's going to heave it. Oh! Back to the football. Splitting through. It's Williams. He has all day to make the play. Touchdown, Raiders.
And just like that,
But hold on.
Do we have a flag?
And right now you see him running there. What a play to come back to the football as you see him go across the end zone, splitting through the safeties. But there is a penalty on the offense. It's coming back.
Yeah. Coming back here.
It was an ineligible man downfield. Ooh. And as we mentioned, the crowd being involved, here they come, the 200-plus officials in the student section.
But that, unfortunately, with that kind of play, where you've got your quarterback running around back there trying to get away from the pass rush, those linemen are going to, or whoever's not eligible is going to start pushing up because they're thinking, oh, maybe the quarterback's going to run, or maybe I should expect, him to dump it off real quick, so I need to be able to get up and get blocking. And they don't realize where they are in the field, and that's what happens. Unfortunately, that's what happens.
So a 68-yard touchdown taken off the board. Just kills.
But this has been happening to him all game.
Absolutely. And that's just individual action. You got to be able to understand the situation. Reeves rolling to his left, has time, fires a dart, overthrows his man. The intended receiver is Sean Coates, and Battlefield just got 6 taken off the board for a penalty on the offense. They get the 3 and out with some extra help. Can the offense now realize where this game is going, what the defense has done for them? They're keeping them in against one of the best teams in the district, and for being in the basement of all the teams in the district, you got to seize the opportunity when it's in front of you like it is right now.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, especially that they've been able to not only keep Stonewall in these past couple of drives, albeit the big play that just got called back. They've kept him back in, under the 50, so they've been able to get decent field position.
Pretty good punt here. Moves out Gessner. He's got room and a blocker as well. Ryan Gessner lost his footing, takes a big, nasty hit, and bringing him down. We finally say his name. It's Sean Murphy. Ranked number 3 in his class nationwide. Sean Murphy with a big hit on Gessner. He's just a sophomore. Sean Murphy coming into tonight, 6'2", 205 middle linebacker. Another update around the league. Freedom on top, 21-0 over Hilton.
Whoa.
Flag on the play.
And the other scores remain the same, but it is 1-0 Washington in the baseball game in the NLCS. We'll keep an update on that. The officials.
I don't think that game was supposed to be. I mean, I know Freedom's, also, they've been doing pretty well this year, but Hilton started off, they were undefeated, and they had a pretty good team too, so I wasn't.
And I think we just got another penalty on the Raiders.
Oh, my goodness.
And we mentioned last drive when the punt was called back and they repunted it, they were inside the 20. Yep. This is the best starting field position that's going to be counted now that they're going to actually get a play here from the 27. This is the best field position Battlefield has had all night. And I would be shocked if Coach Girolamo got in a spot where it was 3rd down and he decided to run the football in a medium situation. And he's going to show the jumbo set right now, but you got to seize this opportunity. I mean, it's like we just want to be out there and make the play for them. And now we get a stoppage.
Timeout, it looks like.
Going to be a timeout on Battlefield. We'll step away with them as well. You're watching Battlefield and Stonewall here on Prince William Sports Entertainment.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto offers extraordinary and friendly service with no appointment necessary. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your local recall headquarters and offers free recall checks. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your one-stop to help keep your vehicle running smoothly. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today, no appointment needed. There are 3 locations in Manassas at 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And we're back here in the broadcast booth. Battlefield getting set with their best field position of the night. And, just another opportunity for this team that has a goose egg on the board right now, 2:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll see what Coach Girolamo wants to do here. It looks like the way they're walking out, we're seeing another jumbo set.
Yeah. I mean, this has got to be the best opportunity so far in this game for them to try and respond to this 6-0 deficit.
Flag on the play.
And
we'll see.
Bringing it a false start on Battlefield. What happened there? Bennon switched spots with the left tackle at the time. He moved him over to the right side. So that really screwed things up for Battlefield. And, you know, that guy who wasn't really set up in the right spot, Isaiah Duck, you know, just mental errors that can't happen. So still, you're still the 32. You know, you're not in your worst starting position of the night. That's really been the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're still where you want to be. It's Richards in the backfield for Battlefield. They pitch it to the right side. Trey John fighting. Needed a few guys, and there it is. Again, Sean Murphy on the tackle.
And I mean, it's hard for me to
second down.
When you're running the same play over and over again, there's not much to say after the play because you're just getting these minimal gains. So it's a little frustrating for me to watch Battlefield just kind of run this running play over and over and over again.
So make it now a second down and 13, 3 yards loss on the play. They go to Richards, and he gets knocked down in the backfield. And a big tackle there by the Raiders, Shane Eller, the freshman, with a big stop.
Richards.
Nice little dive out block there. Make a footing for Richards go down, and it'll be a third down and long here for Battlefield.
Third down.
I think with the clock running down here in the third quarter, would be nice for them to try and get this first down as you see Walters coming back on. So maybe some kind of play with him.
Another noticeable thing, too, the Bobcats were lining some fullbacks out there. Duck at the tackle spot and Alex Ward in the fullback spot checked off for 2 wide receivers.
There you go.
So this could be the spot where they convert down the middle of the field here. Let's see. So it's Isaiah Walters in there. In motion, it's Lucas Watts lining up in the slot. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Dropping back. Oh my, somehow ducks out of the sack. Walters on the run, out of the reach. Great play for him to avoid the sack. And I don't know, do you send the field goal unit out here? I mean, it's going to be a long try. Or do you go for, do you pin him back? This is like no man's land in high school football where a 48-yard attempt's a little bit out of the question.
Yeah.
But it's 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
So
it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there with Walters. So am I surprised? No, because you're in a situation here where it'd be nice to convert and keep this drive alive.
And now the Bobcats on that pass play right there. They had Richards helping block. They take him off the field. It's going to be an empty backfield for Isaiah Walters. There are 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And last time we saw this, it was a quadruple coverage throw over to Bennett. I can't imagine they go to the same way. Walters running out of room, on the run, fires deep to the end zone. Ooh. And is it caught? I think it was. He's short of the 1, or short of the end zone to the 1. What a catch.
We're taking a look at it again.
My goodness.
What was great there was...
What a catch. We're trying to see who came away with it. It was Ryan Gessner. We talked about him in the pregame. The big play the Bobcats needed.
And no flags.
No flags. My goodness. Ryan Gessner. And you saw the bench's reaction. The big play the Bobcats have been knocking on the door for, and they finally get it in. Now you go to the jumbo set.
Now you can use this. There you go.
They sneak it. Pushing, and it's a touchdown.
There you go.
Over. And I didn't see what quarterback it was out there for Battlefield. It was Isaiah Walters running it in, his first touchdown of his varsity career. And we are tied up here at Stonewall. Wow. Ryan Gessner sets up shop at the 1, and it's easy work for Walters plowing it in.
And you mentioned him in the pregame briefly there, Matt. Gessner, somebody you thought they would try and get more involved in the playbook, and they have done that tonight, especially on that drive, and he definitely shows why he's a factor for this Bobcats offense.
So how big was that block PAT? Now Bachman on the way, and the Battlefield Bobcats have the lead. I don't know if anybody here could have seen that happening late in the third quarter. We're going to step away as they're going to get things regrouped. Stonewall's coming back out to receive this one. You're watching Battlefield and Stonewall here on Prince William Sports and Entertainment.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto, located in Manassas, offers everyday repair service and maintenance for all makes and model cars, SUVs, and trucks. A lot more than just an oil change and new tires. From the works, our signature oil change with a complete multi-point inspection, to brake and battery replacements, to a full selection of 13 major tire brands, backed by our low-price tire guarantee. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today No appointment needed. 3 locations in Manassas: 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And we're back here in the broadcast booth. Matt Venezia and Ryan Nelson bringing to you here at Stonewall Jackson High School. I think all the anticipation for some scoring in a shutout of the first half. Now a touchdown for both sides. And a huge play in the air. Isaiah Walters on the run, heaves one deep in triple coverage to Ryan Gessner on the 4th and 13. And then Isaiah Walters does the rest. What a third quarter we just witnessed.
Great decision by coach there to go for it on 4th down, and it turned out great.
Bachman lines one.
Good kick, Vader.
And if that thing goes out of bounds, I re-kick it.
And the kick goes
So we have
in
5
the
seconds
end
to go
zone
here in
for a
the
touchdown.
third quarter of play before we switch it over to the 4th.
Stonewall
Ryan
will
Nelson will be
take
coming
over
back on the
from
play-by-play
20-yard
call for you
line.
guys.
First
And
and 10.
I mean, this has been
Man.
tailor-made for a pretty exciting fourth quarter.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely setting up to be hopefully a very good fourth quarter. And from going to a scoreless half to 13 points here total from both teams and on big plays. I mean, it's been a pretty exciting second half so far.
So it'll be Young in the backfield. He's got Albea behind him, and they're going to fake the give. They go out wide to Coates on the screen. He gets a first down, kind of flips his way past the yardage needed. And right there, that is it for 3 quarters of play. It is 7-6 Battlefield with their recent score on the 1-yard quarterback sneak by Isaiah Walters. We're going to keep it on here. We're going to keep talking with you here as we'll get Ryan now on the call. But going back to Gessner and just talking to him before, I don't know if he wanted to admit that there was a little bit of kind of disappointment or anger with the way that the season's gone for him not really being involved, and even I guess the pass game I mean, that is the first Battlefield. Well, no, never mind. I take that back. They did not get a passing touchdown there. They still have not gotten a passing touchdown. The receivers aren't getting as many looks. We've seen literally runs after every play. And I think he really needed that for his self-morals, and you couldn't have a happier guy right there.
And not only did that boost him a little bit, also that's exactly the play that we've been wanting Battlefield to do all game. And it was a 4th and 13, so your back was kind of up against the wall, but that's the play that they can do. And if they do more plays like that, they'll certainly have other opportunities to score. So it'll be interesting to see how this fourth quarter goes. As Stonewall set up there on their own 31. Young takes the snap. He's going to screen it out wide there to his receiver, and that's Williams there on the catch, and he gets a couple yards. So a 2nd and 5 coming up here. Or no, they only give him 2, excuse me. So 2nd and 8 coming up here.
Troy Brown on the tackle there. We've mentioned him. He's been out of he played that first game against Westfield, had a wrist injury. And he's been out, makes his presence there with the tackle. He was out there for, the deep play in 3rd and forever for Stonewall. So he's been out here making plays. Again, that unsung hero on this defense that has played their best game of football all season long.
Yeah, and they're going to need it. They're going to need to keep playing that hard ball here in this fourth quarter. Young takes the snap there. He's going to give it to his running back. That's Albea. And he gets close to that first down marker, though. Going to be short, so it's going to be a 3rd and a couple here. Big-time stop here for the Bobcat defense if they can manage it.
You always love a two-way player. Gessner on the offensive side with the biggest offensive play of the season for Battlefield. He makes the tackle right there, holds Albea. I mean, he had a full head of steam. Looked like he was going to split through the linebackers and onto the secondary level. Makes the tackle, and now Stonewall's got a tough 3rd and short here on their hands.
So a 3rd and 3 they're going to call it here, just under 11 minutes to play. And there's our first train coming through. And it looks like they do push ahead. Is he going to be short? I don't think he got
enough.
They do give him the first down. It was close. And we did mention the train, and it's a coming through here.
Pretty nice backdrop.
It is.
For a Friday Night Lights kind of spectacle.
All right, so Stonewall's got a fresh set of downs here. In the shotgun is Young, and he's got Albea with him to his left. They're going to look like they're going to try that jet sweep again. It's Williams. He cuts out to the outside up to the 45, and gets tackled down. Good tackle there to stop the big gain from coming through.
Alex Ward for a little bit to say after the play. He looked like he was making his presence known there on that tackle. Good wrap up by him, and at the end of it, only a gain of about 4 yards there for the Raiders. The linebackers for Battlefield have been pretty good tonight. They've been, whether it's been dropping back in coverage or getting to the line and getting to where the ball is, they have their heads down, running full steam. And Alex Ward, we've said his name a lot tonight. He's been doing well for Battlefield.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2nd down and 7 here for this Raider defense or Raider offense. They send a man in motion. They run the other way. Now he cuts up the middle up to the 50, still on his feet, still going, dragging some Battlefield Bobcats with him to get the first down. And that was Javon Jackson on the carry there. Or no, excuse me. Albia, excuse me.
Needed 4 Bobcats in white to make the tackle. Pinkowski was in there to help bring him down. And, with the help of the PA announcer, the Raider fans back into this thing.
Back into this one, yeah, because they've gotten 2 first downs to keep that chain moving, and now they're past midfield here on a 1st and 10. And Jung is in the shotgun again. He gives it to Albia right up the middle, pushes through for a couple there. And they seem comfortable right now just running this ball up the middle, getting some breakaways when they can. But definitely keeping that clock rolling under 9 minutes now in this first quarter, even though they're only down a point. Not a lot of sense of urgency here from the Raiders just yet.
Yeah, and a good job of shedding the tackle there and the guard by James Nevins. He came down with the tackle there. He's the defensive tackle lined up on this play, and he comes up with the tackle, bringing down a tough little opponent there in Albea. So good tackle for him.
And this time Young's going to keep it himself there, fakes it to Albia. He's got some room up the side there, and he pumps forward close, really close to that first down marker. I think he's going to be just a yard short. But nonetheless, Young makes the play on his feet there.
Well, the quarterback runs have been working, that's for sure. Do want to point out one thing we did see on the Battlefield sideline, center Danny Casey with crutches right now, and he couldn't put any pressure on that ankle.
Yeah.
Don't imagine seeing him at some point moving forward in this contest. Could be a long-term injury for Battlefield.
Yeah, so 3rd and short here for the Raiders. Young in the shotgun here. He's going to give it off to Albia. And a good tackle there by the Bobcats. And that was Alex Ward there getting the tackle for the loss there, and a good stop there for the Bobcats.
Well, I was just about to say, even if right there, you got 2 downs to pick up a yard there, and the Bobcats are going to send everybody like they did their Ward getting in the backfield right off the snap pretty much. And as we see it now, it is 4-down territory, no doubt about it.
Oh,
that the Raiders, 7 and ticking now. You're not in panic mode like you've said a few times here. It's only a 1-point game. But the Raiders at midfield are going to keep the offense out there.
And I don't disagree with this call at all there. Young's going to take the snap. He's looking downfield. And it's into double coverage. It's almost picked. Did he get it? No, didn't get it. Incomplete, but nonetheless.
Lucas Watts playing the football there, not playing the receiver and not going for the crazy stud play. He's going to swat that down. Battlefield takes it at midfield. Can the offense get some insurance? That's been the thing that they've never really had the lead in any game in a late situation. The Bobcats are 7 minutes away from one of their biggest wins, definitely the biggest win under Coach Giramo's tenure.
So far, yeah, absolutely.
So, great play by Watts, great veteran play. The senior Lucas Watts, phenomenal effort there on the 4th down effort.
So like you said, Matt, they will take over here at their own 41 there. Plenty of time for them to extend their lead, their very small lead of only 1 point. And looks like we might have some scoring updates here.
Yeah, we do. It looks like it's still 41-0 Patriot. Garfield extends their lead. They keep it piling on. It's 30-7 over Potomac. Osborne and Champ still 19-14. That hasn't changed. The Nats still on top, 1-0. We'll mention them in our district update. 21-0 Hilton in the 3rd quarter. Freedom in the 3rd quarter over Hilton. And now getting their game underway, Brentsville and William Monroe. It's 13-0 for the Cougars. So
a lot going on tonight.
13-10. I apologize.
Okay.
Misread that one.
A lot going on tonight in the sports world, local and national. And we've got a good one here. Battlefield trying to get something going on offense. Ooh, hands it off to Richards, and looks like that's going to be a stop and a couple yards loss on that one.
Shane Eller's really made himself a big factor in how this thing's turning out. The freshman presence there, he got in the backfield as if he was already there before the ball even got snapped, literally right off the play. Great tackle by the freshman. And sets up a longer second down effort here for Battlefield.
Yeah, 2nd and 11 for the Bobcats here. They make some changes there, some subs coming in and out for them.
And now you can run the jumbo all you want, Coach.
Yeah, there you go. You want this time to come off the clock here. And it looks like they're going to set up in that formation as we speak on this 2nd and 11. Oh, and it's a fake. Ostrander play action out to the outside. He's going to have to throw it away, though. And the Stonewall staff wants intentional grounding called, and they're going to call it. Wow.
Well, he got it at least to the line of scrimmage, it looked like, but no guy in the area to make the play. So he was out of the tackle box. He got it back to the line, but there's got to be someone within the area. There wasn't even a lineman in sight.
So that's going to be a huge blow to this Bobcats drive. And I liked what I saw there from Ostrander getting outside of the rush there. So I believe that should be a loss of down, isn't it? I don't know how they do it in high school.
It will be a loss of down. Yeah. It should be 3rd down and add 15 yards. It should be a 3rd and 26 coming up here for Battlefield.
Man.
And normally, if you don't have that loss of down, you'd be like, okay, we'll run the ball for 2 plays, kill it over a minute. But now, I mean, I don't think they put the ball in the air here. You want to take off time. There's still a good amount of time left in this football game. You want to at least shave off 35 seconds at the most, probably, or bare minimum, really, with this play here. And
well, they do pass it with Walters. The screen outside, and Albia gets back there. He did connect with this receiver, but nowhere to go, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Lucas Watts there. Not much you can do when the ball is thrown to the point where you got to jump for it on a screen pass. You know, those few seconds of adjusting to catch the football versus right at his hands and able to run and make some plays. On the bright side, though, the clock continues to run. We're now under 6 to go. In a tight one here on Friday Night Lights. What a game to pick game of the week for us to cover. Absolutely.
It's definitely turned into an amazing game. And here comes the punt. Oh, almost blocked. Line drive punt there. Bounces at the 40. Gets a nice little Bobcat bounce down past the 50 on the other side down to about the 43, 44-yard line. And
from out of your own end zone down to the other side. A pretty good punt there.
Yeah, that was a decent punt. Got a good bounce there, but so now, if you're Stonewall, Matt, are you starting to just kind of maybe touch that panic button just a little bit? Just have your finger on it just in case, or are you still okay with how things are going so far?
Well, we saw it last drive. Obviously, on a 4th and 1 across midfield, you're going to go for it. That's not a question. It didn't matter if this game was 14-0 or whatever. They were still. That's just how it is in high school football. Stonewall, I think, has had a better time moving the football down the field on offense, even though both offenses have been kind of shaky tonight. So I don't think you need to necessarily panic or you need to be throwing right now. I think you can still run the ball to Albea. It's been working.
Yep.
I think you're still going to go for it on those 4th downs. If it's 4th and long, depending on the time, I don't think you need to. I don't think they need to click the panic. I think you're still going to get one more drive after this if you're Stonewall.
So there was a penalty on the Bobcats here that puts the Stonewall on the other side of the 50 after that high snap there, but Reeves is able to keep it down, and he's got some room to run up to the 30, still on his feet, and finally Battlefield's able to push him out of bounds. And just like that, on the first play of this drive, Stonewall's in business down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, great job there on the design quarterback run. He had his blockers. It helps when you got one also in the backfield, just kind of leading the way. You know, follow one thing wherever the heads of your offensive linemen are pointing, you go the opposite direction. Everybody was pushing off to the left, made it a wide open opportunity for Reeves to take it down to the right, and that's exactly what he did. A big gain for the Raiders, and as you mentioned, they're setting up shop right now and are knocking on the door to find another one.
So Reeves back there again in the backfield. He takes the high snap again. Now he's going to keep it himself with the fake, and still on his feet, still pushing forward. Those linemen now getting behind him, trying to give him some extra yardage, and he gets forward for maybe 4 or 5.
So we've seen a few runs now to start off this drive, as you saw Reeves there take it for a few. The clock is going to continue to run. Both teams, the Raiders still have all 3 of theirs. The Bobcats only have 2 of their timeouts. I don't know the range. We saw them kicking longer field goals in warm-ups. You know, this is from this spot. It's a 42-yard attempt. I don't know if that's in the range yet, but a field goal at this point is huge and could potentially win the game for the Raiders.
Absolutely. But for now, they're gonna. I think they're just gonna continue to do what they've been doing best, and that's running these plays with Reeves and possibly Albia. Now they send Jackson in motion there, and it's going to be a false start. So that's going to push him back. And this has been the story of the whole game for Stonewall. They get good drives going, and then penalties start to really hinder them and hinder them from putting points on the board. So that's exactly what happened here as they get pushed back 5 yards.
And now in this tight situation, 5 yards is huge at high school football for field goal attempts. That is, you just can't do that in this situation. I think before you go out on this drive, I think coach had to have said something like, guys, we're where we want to be. Let's keep running the football. Let's not do penalties, and let's kick a football and go home, right? So that changes it a lot. We get a stoppage.
Yeah, timeout. Bobcats are going to take a timeout. I don't think they liked the way Stonewall came out there because Reeves was alone in the shotgun. And so we will take a quick commercial break, and we will come back for more live from Stonewall right after this.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto offers extraordinary and friendly service with no appointment necessary. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your local recall headquarters and offers free recall checks. Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto is your one-stop to help keep your vehicle running smoothly. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today, no appointment needed. There are 3 locations in Manassas at 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And welcome back, folks. We are live from Stonewall Jackson High School tonight. The site of what has turned into quite a matchup here. And I think you would agree with me, Matt, that like we said at the beginning of the game, this is not how we thought this one was going to shake out tonight, and it's turned into a heck of a ball game.
I want to see where the Vegas odds are.
You think they're doing Prince William County high school football tonight?
But I can promise you, anybody here in the crowd coming to this contest figured that this could have gotten ugly real early, and you got it. The only way to credit is to the Bobcats for hanging in this thing.
Another high snap there, but Reeves gets it under control. He's got room to work with up to the 20. Tries to go outside, gets pushed out of bounds.
First down.
And with exactly 4 minutes left, the Raiders are in the red zone here late in this one, and that's exactly where they wanted to be here on this drive.
Well, Reeves again bails his center out. I mean, I don't know if it looks like the same guys back there right now. Looks like Olsen's still getting the reps in there at center. And actually now they're moving back. We get another penalty on this play. So the Bobcats, again, kind of not being able to adjust in a pass situation to the run of Reeves, but they're getting bailed out by the penalties. And I mean, you just can't have this in a game where you're now inside the 20-yard line. Now you're on near the opposite side of the field. You're on your own.
I mean, the penalties. The penalties. You've pretty much gone nowhere on this drive. I mean, you've gone forward, then you come back, then you go forward, you come back, and the crowd definitely showing their opinion of that. Reeves is in the shotgun here. Another high snap, grabs it down with one hand, and he's going to take off running again up to the 35 and gets.
And another flag.
Oh, and here comes another flag, but I think it's going to be on the Bobcats this time. I don't think they like that hit after he went out of bounds, so I think this one's going to be working in favor for the Raiders.
Well, you just got 13 there on the run. Add on 15, that's 28 yards made up there. They're literally going to be where they were.
And a personal foul against the Bobcats.
So the Raiders are getting bailed out again by the flags, and they've been tortured by the flags and some getting in their favor, and this one's certainly working in their favor.
Now, we never want to criticize the officials.
Sure.
Is there a spot where you kind of seem that this is a big district game?
And yet we're going to criticize the officials.
Penalties have been they've dictated this game. Is there a position where you kind of let the boys play? Does that ever come into mind?
It should. It should. I definitely think it should. I mean, of course, again, we're not down there on the field. I can't speak for anybody who can actually see the play it develop from down there. So it's always tough to make those calls in a quick situation like that. Reeves takes the snap now in the shotgun, looking over the middle, almost picked off, and that was in and out of the hands. He literally had his fingertips on that one. I couldn't see who it was. I don't know if you saw who it was.
Incomplete.
I couldn't see who.
A play that needed to be made for Battlefield. You've had penalties help you, and then you give up the big quarterback run. My goodness, I mean, Troy Brown, we've mentioned his name being the
that's who it
unsung
was.
hero. He could have been the unsung hero and sent Battlefield home with one of their biggest wins in a little while. And the Raiders will have a second opportunity here.
So 2nd and 10, and we are officially under 4 minutes now. 3:45 left to play in this fourth quarter. Reeves is in the shotgun again.
They need to get a spy on Reeves right now.
And now Reeves is going to take off again. He's got blockers, no flags. And he gets pushed out of bounds right near the 10-yard line, so the clock will stop.
Nice game by.
And, you know, one thing here also with you get out of, I think Reeves got out of bounds there for a few reasons, but in big, he was about to get laid out if he stayed in play. But you're trying to take off as much time as possible. You don't want to score too soon. I know Battlefield's offense hasn't done much, but you don't want to give them another chance to just take, you know, to win this football game.
Right.
So the object here on a 3rd and 4, you want to stay in bounds, keep the clock running. Battlefield only has 1 timeout. I don't think they're going to use it in a spot here to have none left going for an offensive chance. So you definitely want to stay in bounds here if you're Stonewall, and a huge 3rd and 4 coming up.
Reeves in the shotgun here. He's going to take it himself again, trying to go out to the outside. Good stop there by the Bobcats, and that was Troy Brown yet again on the stop. And what a big stop that was here.
So they're making tackles, but they just cannot pick the football off. There should be 4 picks tonight that we've counted against Stonewall. And surprisingly, there's only been 1 turnover tonight.
So it looks like they are going to send the kicker out for the first field goal try tonight, and I think it's well within his range.
From the mark.
Yeah.
A 32-yard attempt here.
This crowd is going insane, and so is the Stonewall sideline. Melendez with the kick, and did he get the distance? It's good! It's good! Wow. I didn't think that had enough distance on it, but it did. Barely went through. And just like that, it's a 9-7 ball game with under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, Ward had something to say after the play to the officials. I didn't see anything there. You got to give credit. This place was the loudest it's been on that effort. Melendez stuck with his gut, got it inside the right upright, and my goodness, it seems like we're seeing a game that just, you don't see these low-scoring games really as often as they happen. And my goodness, still plenty of time for Battlefield, but Stonewall in the driver's seat right now, 2:52 to go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Buckle up, guys.
Yeah, and we had said it earlier. We said, you know what? We really haven't heard these kickers come. We haven't called their names at all tonight. Now we just called Melendez's name on probably the biggest play of the game so far in terms of how this game has shaken out. And that 2 points is everything. But like we said, that extra point kind of kills them right now because they would have been up 10-7. You would have forced Battlefield to have to at least try a field goal to tie it. Now they can at least get down the field, and if they need to take a field goal, they can win the game still. So again, that extra point, just like we foreshadowed, it's coming to haunt them right now.
Yeah, so, totally agree with you, 100%.
Yeah.
Now Battlefield only 1 timeout. This is 4-down territory, no matter the situation.
Absolutely.
The time is not really in your favor. You still have a timeout, though.
And then the kickoff is a high kick, but it's going to be returnable here for the Bobcats if they can get some blockers up in front of him. He's got some room, but then tackled down. Couldn't flush out the play there. So they'll start from about the 20-yard line.
The Bobcats get the ball on the 20.
Now is it panic button time if you're the Bobcats?
It's definitely panic button time.
I keep wanting to say that. But
we have seen 1 play downfield for Battlefield that's been converted in a pass. Every other play that's been a passing play has been a screen behind the line. You can't do that right now. You can't get tackled after gaining 2 yards on a pass. You need to take your chances, work the sidelines. You got enough clock that you can use the sidelines as your friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to be tackled in the open field. If you do, you got to get to the line quickly. A lot of the odds are against Battlefield right now, but they do have time.
And this crowd has done a complete 180 here. They are fully into this game, and the first play of the drive is that run up the middle, and he's tackled for a loss, and that starts the clock right up. I'm just not sure what's going through there.
There's no 2-minute warning, so you don't have a timeout there. Clock continues to run. You need to move 75 yards for the touchdown. But from Melendez barely sneaking it through the upright from 34, you got to move. You got to get a lot of yards here, and that pitch play is not going to do it for you. And this huddle can't really be that long. You need to get up to the line and still the jumbo set, but we did see the play action that we also foreshadowed earlier.
We did.
To be used here.
We did. And we'll see what they do here. And it's going to be a pitch to Richards again, who has nowhere to go. Barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And the clock is continuing to run now under 2 minutes. And you've really got to, well, now they make the substitutions on the third down. They bring in some more skilled players there, but
in a game where it's not running clock and you don't have one timeout, sure, let's see what the run does. You don't have that kind of, you don't have that kind of luxury anymore.
I'm with you, absolutely. I'm totally with you on this one.
You got one completed pass beyond the line of scrimmage, beyond a first down mark. You can't be just experimenting. You've done that for nearly 4 quarters of play. It's time to go down the field here, and this is just some questionable coaching.
Now you have no choice but to try and go down the field. And it looks like Stonewall's going to have to take a quick timeout there. I don't think they had the right personnel on the field, so they're going to redo things here. We will take a quick break, too, and come back for this finale in Manassas right after this from Prince Center Sports and Entertainment.
Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto, located in Manassas, offers everyday repair service and maintenance for all makes and model cars, SUVs, and trucks. A lot more than just an oil change and new tires. From the works, our signature oil change with a complete multi-point inspection, to brake and battery replacements, to a full selection of 13 major tire brands, backed by our low-price tire guarantee. Stop by Battlefield Quick Lane Tire and Auto today, no appointment needed. 3 locations in Manassas, 9026 Centerville Road, 8980 Mathis Avenue, and 8846 Mathis Avenue.
And welcome back here. We're getting ready to come out of this timeout. And I'm just kind of speechless right now. I'm just really speechless. Your back is up against the wall on a 3rd and 12. You have no choice but to try and call a pass play, and especially with the clock now on your side now.
This drive started with 2:50 plus to go,
and instead they fake the handoff and get a sack in the backfield, and that's going to probably, well, again, it's 4th down there. I think they're still going to have to try and go for it on 4th down here.
Williams with the stop. It
But
is 4th down and 12.
4th and 12 for the Bobcats here. That's Walters back there in the shotgun. He rolls out to his right, looking downfield. He does have a man. It's complete right at the first down marker. Let's see where they put him at. I don't think he got it. There's Battlefield signaling first down. It was Ryan Gessner on the catch. We'll see with the forward progression.
I think the official's right.
He's right at it there. They might have to bring out the chains on this one, but Gessner with another nice catch, and he was right at that first down marker. So good. That was a good-looking play because not only was the pass accurate, it was right where they wanted it to be, right at the first down marker. A nice, solid, accurate pass. Stonewall was playing off a little bit, giving some extra room to the receivers. So
here come the chains.
Yep.
So the game comes down to a measurement. Wow. It's a game of inches, folks. It really is.
Because literally, this is the game right here. You're absolutely right. If this is a first down, Battlefield still holds some life. If it's not a first down, the Stonewall, this stadium's going to go crazy. And there it is. Turnover on downs. The measurement signals the end of this game, unfortunately. And this crowd just went insane after that call.
Well, it's a tough way to lose, if you're Battlefield. Great, hard-fought game. I don't think anyone expected this. At this point, you could have had your subs in, running the football, wasting time. Battlefield fought to the last play, literally, and I think they surprised a lot of people tonight. You still got 4 more games of football. You've only won 1, but you can go out there and prove yourself against others. And for Stonewall here, they're still in the fight for the best record in the district. Big game for them. They needed to fight a little bit harder than I think they would have hoped to.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, a W is a W, and they earned it tonight here on the home field, and they're going to walk away successful.
Yep, they're going to get into victory formation here and just kneel and get out of here with a win. And it looks like Bobcat, they're going to use their last timeout. And yeah, I agree with you, Matt. A tough way to lose on a measurement, because even if you get the first down, you still have a chance to get it downfield with 1 timeout.
Please communicate
just a tough way for this Battlefield team, but still, like you said, plenty of football left to play. Keep your head up. You did phenomenal in this game. You did what nobody thought you could do against the Stonewall team. And then for Stonewall, you got to take a look in the mirror, I think, after this game. And we're kind of wrapping up the game already here, but I don't want to take away from anything else. But yeah,
what an effort
for
both sides.
Absolutely,
what a game. And
so they'll get one kneel out here.
I think for Battlefield, you kind of came into this like, we're not going to do much. But now you got another half, the rest of the half of the season, to maybe go out there and fight for some wins. And they did that tonight and didn't come out on top by literally a measurement. And again, for Stonewall, they've got some stuff working out for them. I think they need to look back at this and build on what didn't go right for them. A lot of miscues on the penalties. But they came in here, won a gutsy game in the trenches, literally, and they're going to come away with a win.
So they're going to kneel it down one more time, and that's going to signal the end of your ball game here.